Hello? Oh, hi. Hi there. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the Afterlife server. You just caught me there admiring the build that we done in the last episode. If you didn't catch it, then I will link that down below. But we built up this building here, a windmill on a building that's going to be in front of our large wheat field, which I think we'll get to today. I went out and they're not rendered in, but I did gather up a lot of dirt and some shulker boxes right there. So this will be used to do a lot of terraforming in the area and get it all prepared for our large wheat field in the area here. But the first thing I want to do today, I think, is work on the path design. I just have this cobblestone layout, if you can call it that, at the moment for where the paths are going to go. But the design for it, I think I want to use some bricks and things. So let's get some of that and we'll check it out. Okay, so let's clear out a little space here. I'm not sure how wide I want the paths to be. It just depends what buildings are going to go on the sides, I think. And then I'm also not sure what elevation to do them. So I want to have some parts of the build or the base raised up. Probably maybe down in that section. I'm not quite sure yet on that either. But maybe we'll just lay it out here and we can visualize roughly how it's going to look, I think. So let's just clear out some of these blocks. We'll take away, let's just say something like that, maybe. It's good enough for a path. And yeah, it's going to be predominantly bricks, I think. Good that we've got the villagers now, the mason villagers, that can trade for brick. So I'm going to be able to get this quite easily, I think. So yeah, I'm liking the shape and things. Again, I want it to be quite varied in terms of the elevation, things like that. I don't want it to be too flat, too straight. But I think something like this is gonna work out. Maybe just do a little bit on the sides. Again, I don't know if the buildings will actually come all the way up to where these red bits of wool are. Really have to wait until the design is in for those. But if we get a rough idea of the paths laid out, they can be extended or shortened if they need be. So like this, I also want to introduce some of the polished granite as well. Let's actually throw that on my offhand like so. Yes, I use a pickaxe on some dirt, but yeah, this just gives that little bit of the edge there, makes it look like it's raised up. So I quite like that. And let's just throw a couple more in here. Alright, so what do we think? I like the colour. It's something I wanted to stay away from the grey and things. There's probably going to be a lot of buildings that do have the stone. So yeah, it's a bit of a different colour using the kind of reddish orange of the bricks and the granite and things like that. I did think about incorporating regular terracotta in here as well. I think this is varied enough. We can also add in things like slabs and stairs to make this a bit more broken up in areas. And again, we could actually probably go on the outsides with maybe some coarse dirt. Let's try that. Alright, so how would this look just introduced to the edges just a little bit? Oh, that's gonna be an issue. Yeah, something like this I'm thinking, just to give that little bit of a transition from the paths. So maybe bring it in here and there. Something like that. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more. I don't even know if this grass will be staying here, to be honest with you. Again, really just does depend on where these buildings are going to be when the full thing is complete. But this gives us an idea. Yeah, it's not bad. It probably needs to be even more than that. But it's a nice transition from probably like front garden-esque things. Maybe they'll just be parts of greenery and gardens outside and in front of some of the buildings. Like some of them will probably be pushed back, some will be probably quite tall and come right up to the edge of the street here. But yeah, I don't really know. Let's put them on the other side so we can get a better idea of how it's going to look when that's done. Right, so this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I quite like this. There's maybe too much here. Something like that. Yeah, that's better. And then we'll have slabs and things on these paths so we can get up and down easier when it changes elevation like this. Again, I need to work out, I'll probably do that maybe today, work out exactly how high and low I want these paths to go. Then it'll give us an idea of how high and low these buildings should be. I'm thinking probably makes more sense because this is going to dip down into the ocean, so this is probably going to be good for the level round about here or here. For these ones, maybe at this side it should be raised up a little bit more, and maybe I'd do like a kind of fake hill terraform this section. But anyway, the paths, I'm quite happy with that. I think it looks good. Yeah, so probably just now I'm going to have to gather a lot of this up. I don't have very much granite at all, so I'm going to have to go and gather that up and see if anyone is actually selling that. I'm not sure if they are. But yeah, happy with that. So I think the first job though, we'll get to working on the wheat field and then maybe come back to this later on in the episode. Well, stage 1 is turn on the wheat field here. As you see, I've got the hills rolling up gradually until we get to our building here, and there's some spots that are a little bit weird along the tree line and then along there where the path sort of goes back on level with the rest of the ground. It has to kind of come up, so I'm thinking about building like a wall around the whole thing, just a kind of like cobblestone and stone wall, something like that, that's going to separate the field from the paths and the forest and everything else. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. I'll try that out in a minute. Let's go get the materials, and then I think I'm going to have to go around and add in lots of little water pockets everywhere, obviously before I start tilling the land for the seeds to go on. So yeah, let me put the wall in place, or at least part of it, probably on this side here, so we can see if that's going to work out for us and divide up our field area from the paths and everything else. And yeah, then I can start putting in all the water and tilling all of this grass. Okay, so I got a little bit carried away, and I've actually completed the wall around the entire thing. I was only going to do this little section here, but I just had enough in my inventory and it ended up going all the way around. So it's nothing fancy, it's just stone, cobblestone, a little bit of stone brick mixed in there, slabs, walls, things like that. I think once everything else is in place, like the wheat and things like that, and then the road and path is going to be on the outside of this, wrapping all the way around back down into town, and then obviously it goes up here and through the tunnel on our little farm build here. But yeah, so I think, like I said, nothing too crazy, but it does help separate the field here from the forest and from the road there. Especially this section now is better, easier on the eye. You see the flow of the field rather than having these bits sticking up where it met up with the road. It was a little bit awkward, so now we have a clear separation between the two things. So again, next up is to place in the water and then use my hoe, whatever it is right here, and get all this grass all nice and ready for planting seeds on. Okay, let's take a little bit of a break from the wheat field there and turn our attentions back to our villager trading hall down here. We did get all the villagers in place, but the place is looking very ugly at the moment, just with the stone and the dirt. So I think we're going to have to decorate this place a little bit, just to make it a bit of a nicer area to be in. And I think I want to use this the deep slate bricks, and I want to have pretty much the walls in this block. I think it's a pretty cool colour and works well down here. So something like that all along the walls I think would be nice. I wonder if I should mix in some of the regular deep slate as well. Yeah, I think so. Adding in the cobbled deep slate like this, I think, just breaks that texture up a little bit. Then I think I want to have pillars, or stairs on these pillars, I should say, coming across like so. And then I think a spruce trapdoor. Bring in a little bit of the wood colour, I think, there. And just probably keep that going all the way down. Probably actually want to put lighting in the ceiling here under the trapdoors, or above the trapdoors. That way we can get rid of these torches. So I did bring some sea lanterns here, and that should hide that away. And then for this middle bit, I'm actually going to try something a little bit weird. I'm going to put this raw iron block. I think that's a cool texture. The colour is just a bit different than the spruce, but it's a little bit brighter and stands out for the roof. So I think I'm going to do this entire wall. We can take a look at how that's going to actually look. Alright, I'm liking it, I'm liking it. As you can see, I've got all of the raw iron in the roof, and these support beams mixed in the texture with the cobbled deep slate and the deep slate bricks. I think it looks pretty cool. I went and done both sides just to get the effect of it coming across. And yeah, I like how it's turning out. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, as they're full of bricks and things. Well, that one isn't, so that one can go. And this one can go. That was easy. But yeah, now we need to turn attention to the floor, and I'm thinking of using just stripped dark oak and stripped spruce for the floor. So let's clear this out, and yeah, I do need to put in the chests and things for our melon pumpkins to come through. So I'm going to do this, put the floor in, and then we can see what we think, because I'll probably have to put these chests and things in and hook that up off camera as well, probably in between episodes. And then I think I want to extend this maybe a room to the left to have other storage for whatever we're trading, like the bricks and things that we have in this chest. But yeah, let me do the rest of the floor and things, and we'll get the dimensions sorted out, and we can take it from there. I do need to do the little brick stone bits behind the villagers, but that's a little bit tricky, so we'll do that last. Okay, floor is in, and went for this pattern here with the stripped spruce and stripped dark oak. I think it works well with the deep slate. It's a nice colour to go with the spruce trapdoors and things already here. Added some buttons in the side, and as you can see, I've cleared away all of the chests of things like the emeralds and things here. And it's time now to push this back, and I don't know how far to go. Probably only a couple of blocks, maybe about here. And then have the chests. Let me see. I've got some chests on me, I think. So probably do them like that. Obviously too wide though. So yeah, I think that's good. Or do we want to have it one back again into the wall? Let me just clear away some more space and simulate it, something like that. Yeah, I think that. So I'll need to obviously decorate all of this with the deep slate, dig out some more of this. I need to put the hoppers and things behind the chests as well, and then do that wall also, and then we'll have a fully decorated little trading hall. Alright, there we go. I think we are done with this room for now. I said I did want to change out the stone behind these villagers, but I think I might just leave it for now, as that's going to be a pain. But everything else I'm happy with. I think it looks cool. I love the use of this raw iron block on the ceiling. It is just enough that you wonder, oh, that's a nice, a funny looking texture. But yeah, it's not too much. And I think, obviously, I need to figure out what I'm actually going to do with this. If it's going to be more storage and things down here. So for now, it's just going to be left like that. And then we'll have all of the melon and pumpkins filtering through here into some hoppers at the back. But I've just realised there's no way in and out of here. Yes, I used to just be flying up and down a little hatch up there, but yeah, that's gone now. So I guess I'm gonna have to do the long walk all the way back to the villager breeder, and I'll figure out our entrance later. Alright guys, so I've actually been working on the wheat field, and we have managed to get all of the seeds that we need, and they are placed down. So let's take a look. There we go. It is looking cool already. As you see, I've started from the top down and it started to grow, and it shouldn't take too long, but yeah, I'll probably AFK here for a little while just to get it all grown, so that the wheat is all grown. And yeah, probably use that for the screenshot of the video if you haven't already seen it, for the thumbnail. But I think for the rest, or the final part of today's episode, I did mention last time that we would do a little bit of a tour around the server, and it's not going to be a full tour because I don't want to give away any spoilers to people's bases and things. It's mostly just so we can get our bearings of where everyone is living relative to us. So let us go, I think, down this way first. So if we go this way first, right off the back of our starter base, you see this temporary bridge here that I'm going to be building up for Wintertooth to help him out and tie this in a bit to our base. So we'll do that at some point. And I think going this way, Kyle's base is somewhere here. There we go, there's a bridge, and I believe his base is inside of this mountain. I think, yeah, that's his little starter area there. And yeah, I believe he has a base inside. Oh, there it is, inside that mountain right there. And he's working on his map stuff just over there. Sneak peek right there. But I don't want to spoil anything, so we will turn swiftly around. Then back at the base, if we head up to the back of where our iron farming thing is, we fly off in this direction. We do actually get to KB's base. I think we need to go a little bit to the left. And he should be up in these mountain areas somewhere. Yep, there we go. There's his portal and his farms and things. We were here earlier in the season in a previous episode. But let's take a land and jump into the nether. Okay, so coming out of the nether, that is KB's portal. That is our portal just there. And not too far away to the left here, this is GP's base. So this is actually where we rescued Benji. Then we can take Ep8 out, and yeah, his base is here. Again, I don't want to give away too many spoilers. I'm not sure what he's shown, but he does have his farmhouse just over there. Little sneak peek. And yeah, his little starter area. And what's that? Oh, that is Tink's shareholding. Okay, so coming to the centre of the nether hub, or what we have so far of our nether hub, obviously we just have these wool lines going to people's bases and things, and this takes us to spawn. So we see there, we have KB and GP just over there actually beside us, and then Kyle that we visited. So who else is over this way? Kenny and Hugh, I think. Obviously over that way we have Puff, Justin, Tink, Mario and Ash over in that direction, which is south. And then we have the end portal, we have King Z, Artorian and Jagero over in the east. And finally we have Kafers, Wintertooth, and obviously we just seen KB and GP's bases over there. So I don't want to take up an entire episode visiting everyone's bases. There is quite a lot of things to see and to do. I'm sure we will be visiting them all throughout the season, but this gives us an idea of where our base is and where people are. Nobody's too far away. Hopefully, if I remember, there'll be a handy map on the screen for you to visualize and see where everyone's bases are. There's a few as well that aren't even listed, I don't believe, on any of these barrels. A few people's bases and things that maybe haven't linked up yet in the nether, I'm not sure. But let's jump through here to spawn and we'll check out the Olympics area event, and then we'll see just where our base is in relation to the spawn area. So if we take a fly up this way, we have obviously seen the shopping district so far. A lot of crazy and awesome builds are going on. And then just over here is going to be the gaming district, which we already participated in with helping out building up the Olympics stadium, or what will be a stadium, hopefully soon to be in the future. And all the rest of this area out here will all be the games district. And then Kafer Space is just over this hill here. Nice little bridge. This is what Winter has been working on, the paths and things. So over there is Kafer's base, not too far from spawn. So if we are at the shopping district here, let's just see how far away our base is. It's not too far actually, and again, these are more of the paths Winter's been working on. Here's a bridge going off in this direction. If we follow this along the little blocks that he's placed to mark out where the paths are going to go, we come over these mountains, past this village here on the right hand side, come down a little bit further, and our base should be just over this hill here and along the water line. And there we go, that is our beacon right there. So let us fly on over. So again, not too far from spawn. Not too far flight indeed, but we do have the nether system to get to and from a little bit quicker. But guys, with that short little tour and all of the things we've done today, the wheat field there took a long time to populate with all the seeds and things required. We got our villager breeder decorated up, and yes, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Next episode, I think we're actually going to try and work on the bridge there behind me. I've got a design in mind, so we can work on that and some other shenanigans. Who knows what we'll get up to. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, bye bye.